have a registrar right here on this chair. Can register your names, as well as some programs on some chairs. So if you're not following, you can. Okay, so it's 10 a.m. and we are going to start. Good morning, everyone. My name is Elizabeth Pasemera, and the students available physically are registering, and we are going to start with the UTAMU prayer and the UTAMU anthem by Mr. Roy Lumu. Mr. Roy, are you with us? Mr. Roy, are you with us?
Any other person can pray.
As we wait for Mr. Roy to join us, we can maybe start with the interdenominational prayer. Let me just share it on. Sorry, I don't have it available, but if we can open our programs, our orientation programs, and follow. So we shall start with O God Almighty, creator of humanity and all things in the universe, including Uganda Technology and Management University. We, the members of the UTAMU family, solemnly submit to your authority now, today, and hereafter. Bless us and all our deliberations for the benefit of UTAMU, the global society for your glory. O Lord, we pray. Amen. And now we shall, as wait for Mr. Roy, should be joining us any second now. Mr. Roy Lumu. Please make sure all your mics are muted, and if you can encourage the rest of the students, because I see we have only 62 members that are joined online and very few of us physically present. As wait for Mr. Roy. Mr. Roy Lumu, are you with us? Or I think maybe we're just going to continue on without him. Let me just play the anthem. I hope everybody will be able to hear it. I'm seeing some comments here. People are saying the anthem was not audible. I don't know if we should just play it again. Okay. We can, Mr. Roy Lumu has reached, so he can sing along. As we wait, sorry about the people who are not able to hear the anthem. We're just going to move on to our remarks from the Student Guild. We'll be able to share the anthem for those interested in it. Shall share in your WhatsApp groups. We did have someone to sing along, however, yeah, they're just time bad. So if we can have our next speaker, someone representing the Guild office, Mr. Sam Okodo. His Excellency, Mr. Sam Okodo, are you with us? Mr. Sam Okodo or Miss Angela Kamkama? Mr. Sam Okodo. Miss Angela Kamkama, we're just going to give you 2 minutes. If you're not joined in, you're going to miss your slot. Okay, so let us just move forward with the remarks from the academic registrar. We're just waiting for the academic registrar to enter the room, and then she'll be presenting next. So everybody, you need to make sure your mics are muted. And if you have any questions, you either raise your hand or you put it in the option, that Q&A or the chat room. So when our speakers present, you will be able to ask them questions. We are still waiting for the academic registrar. She'll be joining us shortly, so that she gives us remarks from her office. Please make sure you're all muted. For those that have just joined us, welcome. This is the orientation starting for September 24 intake. I see a question coming in. Shield, you're doing remote access. Who is doing this?
Remote access or what?
For the people that have not yet joined us, please encourage them to join in the WhatsApp groups. You can send in your questions either in the chat room, or you can send in your questions in the question and answer room. Please make sure you're muted. For people who are with us physically, thank you for coming and taking the time and honoring the invite. There is a registrar going around, so you can register and choose. Please make sure you're all muted as we wait for the academic registrar to join us.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Online, can you hear me, please?
Good
Yes,
morning.
you're online.
Yes, can you
Sorry for the delay. We are trying to get started. You're welcome to UTAMU, both online and physical, those who are physically present. I trust that online people, online audience is audible enough, and you're able to see what we've shared.
Yes, we can see what you've shared, and you're very audible.
Okay, thank you. That's what I was waiting for. So you're welcome to Uganda Technology and Management University, that is UTAMU. This is September 2024 intake candidates, I believe, the new students. I am called Maureen Tichilise. I call myself a team leader in the office of the academic registrar. And I take this opportunity to welcome all of you officially to UTAMU. Please feel at home, feel comfortable, those who are present here. This is UTAMU. We have two campuses, Ogolobi campus and the Kungu campus. Those who are here physically, this is Kungu campus. I'm not sure if some of you have visited our Ogolobi campus. So I'll take you, I don't have much time and I have a lot to share with you, but I've decided to put it in writing. I have a presentation for you, then I have joining instructions which will be shared later after my presentation. I request that you take time to read through the joining instructions to get details of what I'm going to highlight, because I'm not going to go into details. But you can find the details in those documents, the joining instructions for both undergraduate and graduate students. And I will be sharing an exam policy as well later on. So we go to key highlights. The key highlights, I hope that you're able to see what is on the screen for you people. So yeah, so this, I'm talking on behalf of AR's office, and these are key highlights. I'm going to take you through the team in AR's office, term policies, registration, scholarships, timetable, and lectures, community engagement, assessments, missed assessment, dead year, stroke semester, final examinations, online versus physical examinations. Yes, so Office of the Academic Registrars team, as you can see, we have the school registrars, School of Technology, Computing and Engineering. We have Miss Edith Naliyimba. Those who are here and are in that school, that is going to be your first point of contact. And she will be helping you in so many things like registration, results, complaints, and all that. We have a school registrar, business school, who is not around. She's not well. She's called Miss Blessing Namala. She sits together with Miss Naluyimba. Then we have the senior registrar, AR's office, Ms. Tryphon Ainomudisha. We have the assistant registrar, Mr. Mukama Alex. I don't know why he chose to sit that side. Is the tallest guy on the block. Yeah, so he's always all over the place. You'll find him everywhere. So he'll be able to assist you, at least if he's not able to sort out something related to his office, he will always usher you to the relevant office. And he usually works in records. Then we have the front desk administrator, Miss Veronica. She's right there. You will always find her there. Support you in paperwork, in registration. Yeah. We also, AR's office works closely with the Communications and Students Affairs office, Miss Elizabeth Basemera, the one who is taking us through this session. I think that she has already introduced herself. Has she? You know her? She needs to wave. Yeah. So if you have any issue that is not directly related to AR's office, like maybe it's a personal issue, it's a challenge, you go to her office, you'll be able to support you accordingly. Then also AR's office works closely with the Quality Assurance Officer. Owen is not around. It's not around. Owen has Mr. Owen Oyesige is not yet here with us. Is our quality assurance officer during our examinations, is our coordinator for that season. You'll be interacting with him. The next is UTAMU policy. UTAMU policies, we have various policies on our website. Please visit the website and read through them and understand them. Examinations and research policies are currently under review, but they will be shared as soon as they are approved. In the meantime, seek guidance from the Office of the Academic Registrar on related aspects. Online, do you have UTAMU policies on your page?
We are seeing the link.
Okay, so we go to registration. Yeah, we usually do our make our official communication through UTAMU student email. They are currently under construction and will be shared as soon as possible. But in the meantime, be using your private emails. UTAMU student emails is our main mode of communication. Please, I advise that you check them regularly for any possible communication from the university. Registration is mandatory and is done every semester. Now we have had challenges with the students who enroll on e-learning platform, and for them, they sit comfortably thinking they have done the registration. The registration we are talking about here that is mandatory, that is done every semester, is when you get a form, you fill it, and you register with your school registrars. That's what we mean by registration. It is done every semester and it is mandatory and it goes with payments, as you'll be advised in an email or later on by accounts office. Enrollment on e-learning platform is not that registration we are talking about. When you enroll on e-learning platform, it's like you're taking attendance for that lecture, so it does not qualify you for the registration with AR's office. So yes, go and register online on e-learning platform for your classes, but please come and pick a form, or we'll send you a form for continuing students. We always share a form online and they fill it, but for first years, you have to come here physically or in Bugolobi and register, because we have to verify your documents, your original documents. So pay fees and register. You will be allowed to register within the first week, this week we are in, if you pay at least functional fees. At least functional fees, then you register. But in the next 2 weeks, you will be required to pay at least 30% of tuition plus functional fees. Online audience, a minute, please.
Okay.
Because we click F5 for the display presentation.
Hey, you're trying to sort out something technical here. Just give me a minute. Sorry about that. So yeah, we were on payment of fees. In this first week, please try to pay at least functional fees and some money if you can, but we are registering based on functional fees payment. Starting next week onwards, we expect you to pay at least 30% of tuition and functional fees for you to be able to register. And you'll be given more communication on this via email. Yeah, I've already mentioned that new students are required to register physically because we have to verify the original documents against your copies, the submitted copies. National Council for Higher Education fee, as per your admission letter, is paid through your portal. Please pay and print proof. Come with it when you come to register. And even when you come to register, we expect you to make copies. We are not going to be photocopying for you here. Please make at least copies of all your documents when you're coming for registration at either Kungu campus or Ogolovi campus. For continuing students, but I don't think we have them in this audience. But for your information that next semester, you can register online or physically by sending the field form and proof of payment to your respective school registrars and you copy to accounts office. The office of the AR sets registration deadline beyond which late registration fee is charged, and that is 50,000. The deadline for registration this semester is 4th October. Please mark that because beyond that, you'll be required to pay late registration of 50,000. Scholarships, UTAMU offers annual regional scholarships in selected programs which are widely advertised, but unfortunately, if you did not apply for one this semester, you are no longer eligible. So continuing students do not qualify for these scholarships, but you can inform your friends and relatives that we do advertise scholarships for East African community. This September intake, we offered some scholarships. That is East African community, 100% tuition and functional fees. And then alumni, 25% discount of tuition. Please, some of you who got these scholarships, read the terms and conditions in your letters. The letters are ready. Please, after here, some of you who got these scholarships passed by the front desk administrator's desk, rather desk, and you get your copy. Timetable and lectures. The timetable will be shared anytime today or latest tomorrow. And this is normally shared through the university emails. which I think you should be getting them before end of today or latest tomorrow, but in case not, please check on the website and your private emails for the timetable link. Students are expected to attend at least 80% of lectures. 80% of lectures. So please check your timetable and make sure you attend accordingly. At UTAMU, we have a synchronized mode of teaching. So we do online and physical lectures at the same time. Heads of departments will explain more on how this works. UTAMU runs a trimester system. Trimester system, I mean, we add three times a year. But then you have to stick to your program structure. If the program is running for 3 years, you have to make sure you follow the program structure so you don't skip community engagement for undergraduate and you just continue and aiming at completing your program at 2 years. That is not acceptable. For undergraduate, please note that we have community engagement in between the years. So you're supposed to follow the timetable and also communication as it comes along. Yeah, so continuation for timetable and lectures, students are expected to do course units as indicated on the program structure or the timetable, not exceeding 28 credit units. Usually a semester has a minimum of 17 for undergraduate and a maximum of around the normal load, maximum of around 26 or 24. But then we consider the fact that you could be having some retakes as you continue with your studies. So as you add on those retakes, make sure you do not exceed 28 credit units. Now you might not understand the term credit units. That's why I'm sharing the joining instructions where some of these terms are defined so that you're able to understand them. So please make sure you read your joining instructions when we share them. Community engagement. This is mandatory and to be done in specified period as per the program structure. This applies to only undergraduate, bachelor's and diploma students. It is a unique field work attachment which involves practical job placement for 4 months each academic year. It is done every after completing a year of study. Please understand this the way community engagement is done so that you don't have issues whereby you think that you have completed your program and you're expecting to graduate and then they tell you missed community engagement 1 and you have to go back for 4 months to do that community engagement. So please, if you don't understand how it works, approach your heads of departments, your lecturers, come to AR's office and we will explain so that you follow accordingly. So for instance, students of September 2024 intake shall go for their community engagement 1 from 10th May to end of August 2025. That means you have to do 2 semesters and then you go for community engagement. So you complete a year of study, then we expect you to go for community engagement. But remember, we are running a trimester system. So we are running a trimester system. And so you might get tempted to continue your studies the following semester because you see there is a class, you know, the courses as per your program structure the courses are running. So you can be tempted and say, me, I will continue, but we'll catch you along the way at registration, and you will have wasted your time because others will be on community engagement and you're busy trying to do shortcuts. You will lose time. So please make sure you go for community engagement when it is time for community engagement. Sorry, I'm not facing you because I have to face here. Sorry about the arrangement of the room, but I'm thinking you're getting what is on the screen, but we'll interact during the question and answer session. So we go to assessments. This includes tests, assignments, stroke coursework, and final examination. The pass mark, please understand that the pass mark for undergraduate is 50%, and for graduate is 60%. Undergraduate coursework contributes 30% of final examination, rather of the final mark, and then the final exam contributes 70. Graduate coursework contributes 40%, and final exam contributes 60% of the final score that you get. If you don't understand this, please, during answer and question and answer session, you may ask, or you can approach your heads of departments or areas office to explain this more. The university administers 2 tests which are mandatory. They are mandatory and are scheduled, and the schedule is going to be shared with you, and it is also in our joining instructions. Coursework marks must comply so at least a test and coursework. It is a term we use to mean the combination of tests and assignments. So we call it coursework. But along your studies, you may come coursework. I'm going to give you coursework. Don't confuse it with this coursework talking about, because just and assignment. And so we call that component coursework. And then when we do our final exams, that's what we call exams. Can you hear us?
The network is very shaky. We can't hear.
Even your
Please just
presentation.
give us confirmation if you can hear us.
You're
Yes, we
breaking.
can hear.
You can hear, but there is no screen. Can't see your screen.
Sorry, we went off because of
kindly, you're breaking. We can't hear you well. Your connectivity is really bad.
We are sorry about the network. It's on and off, but we are trying to stabilize it, so bear with us. We are back. Sorry about that. We are trying to stabilize our network. Please bear with us. If we get off, please hold on for us. We are on assessment and we had gone as far as attendance. Please write your questions down so that we are able to attend to you during our question and answer session. I can see some hands up. I don't know whether that is about the network or something that has been shared. So attendance, yeah, so we are trying to stabilize our network. Just hold on for a minute. Yes, we are breaking, but we are stabilizing. Yeah, so the timekeeper is telling me I'm only left with 6 minutes. I don't know how I can do that I can do the rest in 6 minutes, but let me try. So attendance is done, rather assessment, continuation retakes are paid for. As I communicated earlier, please try to read your joining instructions. All this is in your joining instructions. So the timekeeper is on my neck. I have to be so fast. So I'm just going to take you through. Retakes are paid for. Undergraduate 50,000 if you get a retake, 50,000 per course unit. Graduate students 80,000 per course unit or per retake. Audited course, this is done outside the curriculum and does not contribute to your CGPA, and it is also done on extra pay. This is usually calculated by accounts office. An audited course, you will find the description in your joining instructions. So please read it. Read the joining instructions. Grade transfer is paid for 75,000 each course unit. You could have done maybe a diploma at MOOCs in business administration, and you have applied for BBA here, and you have some courses you think you've already covered. You can apply for credit transfer, but each course unit transferred or each credit transferred is paid for, and that is 75,000. Students are encouraged to register for retakes first, then add semester course units not exceeding 28 credit units. Missed coursework, I've already explained what coursework is. Missed coursework, tests, examination. Students who do not have certificate of due performance, that is at least a coursework and a test, shall not be allowed to do final exams. So exams done without coursework and tests will be cancelled. Write to the dean immediately you realize you are not able to do exams and request to do it when next offered. UTAMU does not administer special exams, so please, when you miss exams, please apply to do them when they are next offered. You will not be able to sit for special exams. Missed exams, stroke coursework, students are expected to attend classes afresh, do coursework, tests, and final examinations. That is, we have had challenges with students who miss an exam, and because they had attended classes and done tests, so they appear to do only final exam without attending classes. Again, this is not acceptable. You're supposed to come and attend throughout the semester, as you have already communicated that attendance contributes to your final mark as well. Dead year, stroke semester, apply to your school dean, state reasons and when you plan to resume. Yes, we appreciate that we all have issues in life. You might not be able to raise tuition, you might fall sick, or you have a patient. Please, when you're not able to attend that semester, come and communicate to us so that we know that you're not around and you're able to resume when you are ready. Ensure you get a signed letter from the dean responding to your request. Request to resume when you're ready. Don't just appear and assume that we know that you're coming back. Resume in the right semester and year. For example, if you're not able to do a year 1 semester 2 semester, when you're resuming, we expect you to resume in that semester. Don't come and start in second year and when you have incomplete first year. Sitting final exams. Online exams are administered only students living or working outside Uganda upon providing proof, that is resident permit, work permit, or proof of travel. We have had challenges with students doing exams online outside, within the country. They lie to us that they've traveled and they sit, say, in Zambia, and they are doing an online exam. And they say, we traveled, we are not in Uganda. But be sure that our ICT staff will get you, because we verify the location before administering the candidate an online exam. So don't lie to us. If you're within the country, you're expected to appear here physically and do your exams. If you happen to travel, communicate to us and provide proof of travel, and you will be supported accordingly. Students in Uganda, yes, are expected to appear either here at Bugolobi, rather at Kungu or Bugolobi campus. My time is running out, that's why I'm rushing through. Important dates to note. Please note those dates. I will share with communication this orientation, so she can send it to you. Mark the important dates. The beginning of semester is tomorrow. Today is orientation, but the actual day of we are supposed to start our semester is 10th September, which is tomorrow. End of registration, I've already communicated, is 4th October. Round 1 tests, 7th to 11th October. Round 2 tests, these are the scheduled tests that I talked about earlier, and you cannot afford to miss any of these. Please prepare accordingly. Beginning of exams, the final exams will begin on 2nd December. And we have a graduation coming to be confirmed in the 3rd week of November 2024. Thank you for listening to me.
Thank you very much, Miss Maureen. I think she deserves a round of applause from people physically present. Sorry, we are just, can you hear us? And so moving forward, we are going to get some remarks from the Office of Finance, Office of University Controller, Mr. Amali Jackson. He's with us. So I think maybe he's going to share his screen and we move forward. Mr. Amali Jackson. So as the academic registrar communicated earlier, if you have any questions, you put them in the Q&A chat room, if that's what they call it, or you can just put it in the chat. However, if you put it in the chat, we will not be, because there are so many messages coming in, we'll not be able to verify who has previously sent in. Like I see Kajumu John sent in quite earlier.
Q&A stand off.
Just send in the Q&A room so that we answer them.
The Q&A is stand off. So can we have the host unlock or put it on such that we can have the questions come through?
Sorry, we can't hear you. Please repeat
Saying
that.
The Q&A function in this Zoom link was turned off by the host. So we requesting, can we have the host turn on the Q&A such that we can send in the questions?
All right, yes, we're going to turn it on. We are still waiting for Mr. Amali. He's joining us shortly, just preparing his presentation. So in 1 minute. We are going to open up the Q&A room and then you'll be able to send in your questions. Please make sure the questions are sent in. For those that have joined in late, my name is Elizabeth Kasemera. I am the Communications and Student Affairs Officer, and I will be taking you through this session today. So the host is opening up the room, and then we can start with Mr. Amali Jackson's presentation. All the questions are going to be sent in the Q&A room. I see questions coming in here. Please send them in the Q&A room. Okay, it has been opened, so please send in your questions.
Yeah, good morning, everyone. My name is PgD Jackson Amali. Yeah, my name is PgD Jackson Amali. I would like to thank you and welcome you to UTAMU University. You are most welcome. I'm going to give you a finance brief on how you will be handling your payments and also complaints about your payments. Briefly, in the accounts, in the office of the university controller, we have 3 personnel. So I talking to you. Then we have Mr. Alex, who is the account manager, and Ms. Excelsius, who is the senior, who is the accountant in the office of the university controller. You will be communicating to us using the emails that are below, uc@utamu.ac.ug. Then for fees balances and any other inquiries, you will be communicating to accounts at account@utamu.ac.ug. As the university controller, I'd like to welcome you to this transformative chapter of discovery and academic growth. We at UTAMU, we go beyond knowledge, or we create conducive environment for our students, and we have finance team who are dedicated to take you through your financial journey until you complete your course. So welcome you to join a community that believes in your potentials and a community that is committed to support your aspiration until you finish your course at UTAMU. As part of our commitment to supporting your academic journey, we understand that managing finances can be a significant aspect of your experience. So to facilitate this, we offer flexible payments in terms of installment. Upon registration, as the AR has said, or we allow you to pay at least 30% of the tuitions, and the balance you keep paying. And at the end of the semester, by the end of the semester, you should have completed the balance. This will give to make you concentrate on your studies, not to be overstrained with financial problems as you study. So we always give that opportunity to pay at least 30% of tuition upon registration, and the balance you keep progressing and you complete it all at the end of the semester. We also encourage you financial planning to guarantee a smooth academic experience. So by the time the exam approaches, we expect all students to have completed to zero balance, so that you don't have that stress, because that is the time you should be concentrating to do the final exam. So payment of tuitions not only help you to study, but also help us as the university to run. We use this money to do the activities that allows the university to provide the environment that will make you study. The method of payments that we have the bank transfer. Here you just deposit money direct into the university bank's accounts. The details of the bank's accounts are provided in the admission letter. So those bank's accounts, you will deposit the money there, and then if you are far away, you can send them through our email for confirmation. Then we also have the EFT, the electronic fund transfer. This is where you transfer money from your account to the university account directly and electronically. So this one you can use online banking platform to transfer. So after transfer, you will also notify us and we take into consideration. Then the most convenient, which is real time, is the use of the mobile money. So we use both MTN and Airtel subscriber. Here it gives us a real time because we have a system that can immediately check your payments as soon as you have made it. So we always encourage our students to use the MTN or Airtel money to pay for the tuitions. However, we discourage our students from paying through agents, because when you pay through an agent, it is difficult for us to track in case of any error or any problem. It is difficult for us to track the payment. So always use your registered mobile money, or use the bank, or use the EFT through your account. Then it's also important to note that we have the student code. This is the code that we use to pay money. This code are assigned to each student. Each student has his or her own code. So this code ensures that your payment is accurately linked to your account. So if you pay, you know that A or B has paid this. Then, as I've said earlier, we prefer the use of mobile money to make these payments. Then, when you are making payments, it's just like you are making any other payment using mobile money. You dial *185#, then you go to school fees, you go to school pay, go to pay fees, then school pay code, you put your student code which has been allocated to you, then you put the amount you wish to pay, and then you can put the PIN. And then the same for MTN, you dial *165 and also follow the same procedure as in Airtel. Then for bank accounts, these are the details of our bank account. This is for Centenary Bank. This is for Equity Bank. And for Equity, we have the Equity UGX account and also Equity USD account. For students who are outside who may wish to pay their tuition using US dollar, we have the dollar account, which details is here. So you can use this account to make your payment. If you wish to use Centenary, you can use Centenary. If you wish to use Equity, you can use Equity. If you wish to use US dollar account, you can use USD account. Then there are other payments that we make. This is the National Council for Higher Education payment. This is categorized under non-tax revenue. So you pay through the URA portal. What you do, you go to www.ura.go.ug, then you go to e-services, go to payments, select payment registrations, then you fill that form. Under it, you put domestic tax, DT, then you put others, other NTR, which means other non-tax revenue. So all these details, you will find it there, you fill them. Then when you reach where there is a ministry or agency, you will put National Council for Higher Education because you are paying the figure for National Council for Higher Education. The figure is already programmed there. It's 20,000. You will pay, enter the details, and then you choose the payment method. So the payment method here, you can pay through the bank, or you can also pay through the mobile money. Then, as the AR has been saying, to avoid penalties and late registrations, we always incur penalties that can be easily avoided by completing your registration and payment within specified periods. Also, we encourage you to plan your registration and payment well in advance to prevent last minute payment, because some students, when they want to pay when they are about to enter an exam, or other people have already entered the exam room, they are still yet to be cleared. So you have to plan in advance and clear before the time for exam. Then you also have to stay informed, keep track of important dates as provided by the AR and utilize them. If you don't have information, seek clarification on those dates so that you are on track. Then concluding remarks, I just want to thank you so much for joining UTAMU. Your journey at UTAMU is unfolding adventures, and your success hinges on today's choices. Embrace opportunities, tackle challenges with resilience, and recognize that timely actions and informed decisions will shape your academic path. Whether selecting payment methods or registering on time, each choice paves way for your success at the university. So with these few words, I want to thank you once again and welcome to UTAMU. Thank you for listening.
Thank you very much, Mr. Amali Jackson. We shall be encouraging everyone to send in their questions in the Q&A room. We shall be going through them one by one. And if there is clarification needed, it can be sent through once you've put in your question in the Q&A room. So because of time, we're just going to continue ahead with remarks from deans of schools.
I've been muting myself. Testing 1, 2. All right. Allow me to request you first and foremost to stand up, to stretch a bit because we've had 2 sessions and we need to process. Normally, you stretch, you write number 8. Stretch on the side, the other side. Guys who are online, you're missing the stretch. Eh? All right, you can have a seat. My name is Alumu Emmanuel Roy to represent the Dean of the School of Business. Welcome, esteemed students, to the School of Business. I'm proud to be an alumnus of this university. My name is Alumu Emmanuel Roy Muingo, the acting head of department, School of Business. Representing Dr. Catherine Wanja and to our community, the business school community. When I say I warmly welcome you, I also mean those in the School of Computing, because like I always teach cross-cutting courses in some of you come to our school, and then some of your lecturers also teach computer applications. So I welcome you to our community, the business school. Especially the new undergraduate students, you're most welcome. Those days used to clap. These days, I don't know what to do. Yeah? Those who are joining us for the first time, as you begin this academic journey, first and foremost, functional fees, take some water. Because it's going to be a long one, I assure you. Those who are not physically here, you're missing goods. Anyway, as you begin your academic journey, I remind you that of our mandate as lecturers, of equipping you with the knowledge, skills, and values necessary to succeed in the business world. By the way, even if you're in computing, you have to succeed in the business world. in line with our vision, ladies and gentlemen. Those who know the vision of UTAMU, but then of the school, I'll take you through that when I come to the dean's presentation. UTAMU's vision, if you don't mind, I want to retaliate it, it's no problem, is to be a global education, a global leader in education, management, science, technology, and innovation. You see how our business school vision also sits in that. So we are committed to providing supportive learning, environment, industry relevant curricula, okay, and valuable network opportunities. These are local and international. Yeah, locally in the school, we are working with the Institute of Bankers, those who want to do placements. We are with the petroleum industry and Capital City Authority. We're working on MOUs understanding to ensure. Yes, technical team. Am I cool? Yeah, the slide will move. I'm making my remarks. This is the dean's work, but then as HOD, I have to give my remarks. So I was saying, the slide will move, guys, but I was still making my remarks. Yes, I was talking about the collaborations with the Institute of Bankers, the Uganda Institute of Bankers, Kampala Capital City Authority, and the Petroleum Authority, where we hope to place the best. Of course, if we want to place you there, you must prove you're worth it in the way you discuss, in the way you reason out things. So we shall be able to send you there, of course, to give us a good image as well. So guys, work hard to harness those opportunities. As students, you have obligations. So one of them is to pay fees, okay? The other one, after you've paid fees, then why do you waste them? Engage fully in the learning process. Attend lectures regularly, okay? Even know what you're supposed to be taking. Participate in discussions and meet deadlines. Now in the School of Business, we are enforcing something that we call, we're not enforcing, engaging, so that you can use critical reasoning. Critical reasoning, the way the world happens, don't just see something and then go. You're supposed to engage critical reasoning. Even in the things we are teaching you, how do they apply in the real world? That's why we are here. So, ask questions, that's what we encourage you to do. Seek help that you need and take advantage of the resources available. To our postgraduate students, you're most welcome. We recognize your commitment to advancing your career in terms of knowledge and skill, contributing to advancement of knowledge through innovative research. Again, that's what UTAMU is about, if you look at its goals, and professionalism. At UTAMU Business School, we value excellence, innovation, and community engagement. And we expect you to uphold these values. Respect your peers, of course, lecturers, and we have to promote, this will contribute to promoting our school culture. We are dedicated to promoting, of course, quality and innovation, of course, which will lead to economic growth and development. Once again, in my remarks, I welcome you all to the UTAMU Business School. We look forward to seeing you grow, thrive, as we become part of this community that shapes future business leaders and contributes to a better world. Now, I'll go over to the dean's presentation of the school. All right, her name's Catherine Wanjiku once again, and she holds a PhD meaning she's fit to be in that place. All right, I want to move the slide. Yes, I'm on it. All right, Dr. Catherine Wanjiku, if you visit our sites, that's how she looks, and actually that's exactly what she looks. And that's her message to you, reiterating what I've been saying in our vision as a university. You go there and read. Guys, we have the website, and I knew most of you went through that. Like I told you, I'm also there. She's dedicated me to do that work. I'm also on the website. My message is also clear right there. Those who don't know that we have a website, please be informed. Next, without wasting time, is now, why is the School of Business here? It is here to answer questions. First and foremost, to shape future business leaders. How do we do that? We are guided by a vision in the school. We want to train global business leaders, business education, innovation, research. Innovative research members is those people in computing, they have this thing they call architecture enterprise, whereby you design something that is going to be resonant, problem solving to where you are. A person who made the Safe Border app, he looked at the situation in Uganda and especially university students, and Safe Border was an innovative research. We had students here who made applications of, I remember it was an interrogator, he called it an interrogator. It was irrigation system that would sense the humidity of soil, and then it would switch on, and then it would water. Once the humidity is done, it gets off. That's what we call innovative research. Currently, agriculture is a very big thing in Uganda. That's where your research should focus if you want to work in terms of adding value to the community. Next, of course, technology advancements is what I left out. I talked about that interrogator and so on. You still have that potential to do the same. So what's the reason of our existence as a School of Business? Developing future leaders, like I've told you, through education, when we go to the learning environment. Experiential learning is where we have an example. Right now, we have Chinatown. What does that mean to you? The laws of demand and supply are at play. You can look at URA is at play as well. Political. Are you so surprised that there's Chinatown after you saw the president? And I want to just engage you, don't sound political, but look at the situation you're in. After you saw the meeting with the president and you see Chinatown, are you so surprised? You need to do discussions on such things. Experiential learning. Also there, community engagement comes in. When you go to the real world, that's how you resonate that. So advancement of knowledge through innovative research, I think I'm repeating myself, professional development. Now, if you do innovative research, they say you've developed an application, but then these things are not for only computing students. You in the School of Business can also give an idea to people in computing to code. The other time I was seeing a paper about someone who codes people who are deaf. And this person, it was an African. Then he coded the speech. When someone is deaf and you do the signs, those who don't know the sign language of deaf people can interpret that. That was not a sign. It uses someone from a different school to do that. All right, continuing. Of course, I've finished that. How do we do that? Quality and innovation. All right, going forward, the school has a team to ensure these things I'm telling you are put to play. It's committed to support, like I told you already. That's our team of the PhD. Normally, people with PhD are our leaders. We have the dean herself, Dr. Wilberforce Kesa, Dr. Okwadi Tukey, Dr. Alpa Kokas, Professor Okoche, Dr. Erasmus, the lecturer. One I forgot there, sorry, but he's a part-timer, is Dr. He's a lawyer, I've forgotten, but he's a part-timer. Others are Mr. Mejan Tuyahewa, Gloria Magara Gariho, Peter, Mrs. is here, Mr. Bazibu, and Kimuli Dennis, myself, Manuel, and also our registrar, Mara Blessing. Yes, the mode of teaching, I had the AR telling you about that. Very fast, I'll go through that. The model speaks for itself. The methods, lectures, they could be physical or online. Case studies, I talked about the case study scenario, where how do we apply the theory or test them? That's why you do case studies. Discussions, I told you to invoke critical thinking. This is what the world needs right now. Assessment should be assessment feedback. When we give you tests, normally, like now, all my tests, the first test is online. It will give you feedback on the right answers. Okay? Same to coursework and some of the assignments. Assessment feedback. I did not mention that, but I had to be clear on that. Next is how the department is. The school, sorry. We have departments. The School of Business, we have the Department of Business, Administration and Accounting. We have the Department of Economics, Management. We have the Department of Education. The percentages you see there is about the population ever since they began. Population of students. I move forward. Now, what is the school of department? What courses fall under department? Those are the programs which you know very well. We have the Masters of Business Administration, what we call the MBA, Executive MBAs. Now, all these have PGDs. PGDs are your first year. Some people may not want to come back. Then the Executive MBA, it will have all the others. PGD in Accounting, the Bachelor of Business Administration. Likewise, those are the ones in that Department of Economics. I don't want to target them. The website has them. Moving on, the School of Education. So it's a school, to be a school maybe. Department of Education. Yes, they have an head of department who is Mr. Tuyahewa. Those are the courses there. It's a new one. It's a baby and growing. All of you can read. I've seen them. Now, this is a bit tough. Members, whether in the School of Business, whether in the School of Computing, ensure in the first week you have done some clearance on accounts, then move on to enroll online. Ensure our IT team gets your email address for the university. This is the work of the IT team, but allow me to take you through because it's crucial that you have it. That process there, you also ensure that you're registering for the course that is running. Yes, the school ensures that you are registering for the courses. When you register, the registration is of two folds. There's one that is physical, the I talked about, then there's one for enrollment. Don't confuse enrollment with registration. Self-enrollment from the team. At times it can be done by the team. And then lately, class attendance according to your lecturer's guidance as well. All right, that was an illustration that UTAMU will help you bridge the gap to your different careers, which could be any of those. I'm time bad, and I want to move. Okay, my computer is stalled, but I think I'm done. Because I was talking about the career opportunities, those in project planning, community engagement, you have to, they've talked about it already. You have time to practice it. I talked about my model of how you make theory in practice real through community engagement. Finally, those are the numbers for help. There's the dean's contact and the registrar's contacts. Thank you very much. However, we have a Twitter handle as the business school. We have a Facebook page, which I'll invite you to like, even those in the School of Computing, because you are also our sisters somehow. Over to you, Elizabeth.
Thank you very much. I think Mr. Roy deserves a hand clap. So I'm expecting. Moving forward, we are going to continue with the Dean of Computing and Engineering. Dr. Jopio.
Come here.
Stop sharing.
Just would like to welcome every one of you to the school. I have with me here some members of staff. First, I'll begin with the head of department. Pardon? The head of department, Mr. Alan. May I mention his name? He's over here. And then he's the head of department of okay, good, thank you. Then I have also Timothy over here mentioned. Okay, perhaps there are others. There's one other, yes, I'm sure of that. Professor Mogazake teaches in the school also, very closely. Yes, he's here. There's the other head of department of information systems, Ms. Mary Comunte. She could be online. Please, Mary, if you're online, wish you a good morning. And so you're very much welcome to the school. The school really, what we mean to do in the school, perhaps let me begin this way, that we have the technology. It's actually not as it appears here, it includes technology as well. So this technology, we try to draw from all fields, from science, from mathematics, from the arts as well, from philosophy, to really solve world problems. That's what technology means. And you can see the university derives part of its name from the school as well. So it's very central, not just now, but always in life. I will take you outside perhaps the scripts that we have here to say that today, what is the superpower? It's superpower in the world. It has been from time immemorial. If we track the history, perhaps at one time, the Roman Empire, at one time, the Greek Empire, at one time, the British Empire, at one time, the American. We have been bipolar lately, with Russia on one pole, with America on the other pole, and then we come to a time that Russia collapsed. Then we have had for a long time now America as a superpower. But today, those are not the superpowers. Today, the superpowers are the tech companies, because they are the ones who swiftly deliver information. And when they deliver information, then we can act on that. So that's what the school is all about, being a superpower. You've had then the Dean School of Management speak, and cite us quite a bit, really talk about us and so forth. So we mean to solve. And with the engineering, we mean to really draw from the sciences, mathematics, to really now come up with a process to solve problems that we have. So the entire work today is based on computing, which is just simply comes from the word to calculate. What we mean to calculate. Again, let me take you far afield to say the modern computing, the digital computing actually arose mostly from the Second World War. The concern was the enemy aircraft is coming. You need to calculate its speed, its direction, its altitude, and so that you could be able to shoot it down at a short notice. But then it was not possible to calculate by hand. So that's how the digital computing came about. Now the school, we have the two departments that we've mentioned. Then now we do advanced teaching. We have the labs as well.
I don't know the name.
We have the teaching as well. So there are those two hands. We do the lab, the teaching. That's as far as teaching generally is concerned, but also we have the research that's very dear in our hearts. We all do some kind of research at undergraduate level, postgraduate level, so we expect you to be engaged in that. Very dearly, we have our website there, we have the vision, we have the mission. We'll not go over. Actually, one of those things that I've talked about, they are already covered there. We have a strategy to achieve all this. I've also said we have the advanced teaching. We have as well the lab work aside. The lab is just across the other end. You'll just be able to visit, I believe, at one time or another. And we have the opportunities that exist in the world. Those are plenty. After all, every work today means really computing. That's how it progresses. So we have them in plenty. The areas that you could take the studies in, if you are not yet decided, be computer science, computer engineering, information technology, information systems, software engineering, computer security and forensics, information science. We actually contribute to the world economy as such. I do believe a lot has been said. I will not repeat what colleagues have said because it will be the same thing, how you register, how you pay your fees, etc. And I do believe that you have already had time to look at the fees. Our fees are very moderate. One thing that I will say, besides the fees, besides the paying, besides registering with technology, perhaps you don't even need a certificate. Yes, we will award the certificate, but if you could go out there and perform, that's all that's required. And we want you to perform when you go out there. Come, learn, you are welcome to go out there, perform, and impress the world. As long as you come from UTAMU, you'll be able to impress the world. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Professor. Just moving forward, let us speed along and we continue with Professor Zake.
Two ladies. So, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for coming to UTAMU. And we hope we are going to change your life. I am Professor Zaki. I could share mine.
Sure.
Oh, okay. So, most welcome. I head as a dean the postgraduate school, and those are my contacts. This is also my WhatsApp number, my email. Right? I encourage you to reach me direct on WhatsApp. It's okay, unless the issues are a little more detailed, so you can write to me by mail. But I don't also mind a call. I prefer that you call me, contact me before you start to make a lot of noise somewhere else. It is better. I mean, let me first fail to deal with your issues before you go to them. Okay? Call me, of course, during acceptable hours, not midnight. Some of you call midnight. Somebody calls you at yes. I missed the assignment at midnight. You say, hey, what's happening? You can go. Next slide is. It takes time to move on. Yeah. Anyway, we have a vision and a mission. Yes. That's now. We have a mission and a vision. We want graduates that have improved. We want to improve your intellectual capacity. As you may understand, of course, when you come to postgraduate, you already have the bachelor's. So we try to make sure that you improve on those thinking skills, critical thinking, research. I want to say that later, we expect you to think. Of course, you read, but postgraduate expects you to use your own thinking, which is another right in areas. Later on, say that I think when we anyway, what I'm saying is, as we shall see, we have tools that it can take, we can check whether you're okay. I encourage you to write your own understanding, especially at first. So copying and pasting shows understanding.
Excuse me.
So, we enhance.
You're speaking far from the microphone.
So, you study. By the way, I want to start right at what you are going to start. A lot of you fail graduate. Oh. Yeah. It has an echo. Okay. Try as much as possible to get in touch with your lecturers. So you start your research. Think about it. Yeah? Doesn't mean that when you have thought about a topic of research, it is written in stone. It can be changed. So we want you to, actually, I advise you, whenever you start a topic, for me, when I'm teaching, I encourage students to tell me whether what I'm teaching is relevant. Does it help you at all? You know, I like you to engage with the material you are studying. Tell us, is it helping? We don't want to give you useless stuff. For me, as a lecturer, and you know, I teach some of those postgraduate courses. That is why sometimes I change even the topics to suit your needs. You must go out with something useful. Okay, next one. We offer guidance in research. And as I said, try to look for topics that are useful in your work. I know most of you in a postgraduate school are employed. Okay. And we want quality, not quantity. Don't come and boast that you have written 300 pages of a dissertation. It can be 300 of nothing. Look for quality. What we mean by quality is how much it is contributing to your intellectual development and to the development of the country. Yeah, my other work is to appoint supervisors of PhDs and masters, but of course, these are proposed by your schools or departments. They come to me for vetting. The school also manages this journal, the International Journal of Technology and Management. I want to encourage you as scholars to make sure you start thinking of publishing. In our career as academics, publications add a lot upon your profile. By the way, it is not only for postgraduates. Even undergraduates can write about things that really engage you intellectually, where you can show your reasoning and innovation and so on. That one, it comes out twice a year, June and either November, December there. Okay, it's a proper journal. It is indexed. It is known internationally. I've submitted papers to it. Papers take due process to make sure they are of quality. We also have a conference. This is once in a year. Again, you are encouraged to come and give us your ideas. I want to encourage you not to fear these things. They are for you, the people who come to conferences and the people who write into journals. They are human beings like you. Don't think they fall from the moon or come from abroad or whatever. Come, bring your ideas for the conference and also for the journal. It is easier for you as UTAMU students to enter publications and presentations in the conferences here because we can help you. If you do it for another journal, they might take you around and around. But if you come here to UTAMU, we can easily guide you on how to improve your paper or conference presentation. Yes, next. Well, when I teach personally, and I'm sure many of my colleagues here, they encourage you to use your personal experiences. This is university, people. It's not a school, primary school, secondary school, it's a university. So please use your experiences when you are responding to assignments. Bring in your work. Yeah, your experiences, very, very important. What's the point of quoting somebody in Cuba, Russia, or California? Yes. When you are, every day you have data to work. Why don't you use it? Use it. Bring it on board because it is helping us in Uganda when we use our local data. Well, diversity, yes, we have students from all over, not only in Uganda. Today I was expecting some others to arrive. I think they are lost. They wanted to be here. I know some students from Sudan, South Africa, and elsewhere, even Western Africa. So, use your community. You see, there's a community on the platform, and I know every year we create WhatsApp groups, and I'm sure you'll create some. We like to engage in time. I know I encourage the courses, and I know your lecturers will create WhatsApp groups where you can engage with people. Please use that diversity, not only internationally, but between you two. I mean, some of you may be working in URA, others in government, others. Why don't you engage? We want you to network. This diversity is very, very important. Sometimes you are looking for a job. I've looked at some of these WhatsApp groups and I haven't seen somebody asking others for jobs or buying a house or a plot of land. These groups, please use them beyond academics too. Yeah, they are quite helpful. Of course, we have another one, a general one called UTAMU, and I'm sure you will be added on it. But I'm one of those who shut up some of the students because they were becoming unnecessarily arrogant. There's no point to abuse the lecturers on these groups. If you have issues, get to them, talk to them, call them. What's the point of calling names your lecturer? And personally, what I hate is when you start using anonymous names. Yeah, somebody calls himself light of the day. It means you don't want us to know you. That's not good. If you are genuine and sincere, use your real names. Anyway, continuous. I don't know whether you understand these terms. Some people at school think continuous assessment is giving so many tests and assignments. Well, number of assessments is part of it. The continuous assessment is so much to do with conceptual understanding. The things I'm teaching you, I'm supposed to check how your understanding has improved, whether when I'm teaching the test or whatever it might be. Just continuous. Diagnostic is where I check your problems in what
we used to send assessment request
what is the
so
what
now
is your
what we
what do you need to understand? So I help you because you don't understand.
on Gabi, it will bring you here, then you can correct those answers.
Know where you are stuck. So yeah. Formative that's assessment. You'll get this at the beginning of most of your courses. Formative, that's before we start teaching the topic. We want to know how much you know. And yeah, you get field and faculty and staff support. Field when you go out for research, faculty means anybody, everybody including you, your faculty and staff, use. Please use the staff. We are here to help you. You are entitled to our support. We want to be visible, so we promote talent. There's a gentleman sitting behind there called Alan, who is very interested in machine learning and artificial intelligence. And others have their different fields, businessman. Well, I mean, besides the formal education, get to people to grow your what you love most, your talents, research, scholarship, and leadership. Yeah, leadership, not in politics, but in academics. Yeah, can we go on, please? Oh, it has refused. The school has objective continuously monitor and evaluate graduate education. For example, we check on your attendance. Somebody will tell you that our e-learning platform has got data which shows when you logged in, when you logged out, what, by the way, including what materials you have read. So when I give you an assignment and I say, for you to answer this assignment, read this resource and this resource, and then I see that you have answered the assignment, I can check whether you read what I advise. Yeah, of course, I mean, there are lots of resources, reading materials out there on the website, but when we recommend a particular reading material, there are reasons why we do that. So please, we monitor. You conduct research, we expect you to research. No postgraduate qualification is obtained without some form of research. We share and apply knowledge, of course. Where do we share knowledge? In the journal as well as in the conference. By the way, I know some of you are postgraduate diplomas, others are masters. Please find out the difference from your school. Yeah? Find out the difference. Okay, next one. Oh, you already know what we offer here. We have PhD in Mbarara University. Very soon it will be local, as we get certain requirements, masters and postgraduate diploma. As I said, within your schools, find out the difference between 2 and 3. Please do. Okay. Next. Those are PhDs. It's by research only. Is it muted? The video. Or they were seeing the sky, the roof. Well. So those PhDs. So ladies and gentlemen, when you finish your masters, please come back. So we push you ahead. Further into PhDs. Next. Masters, so many. You'll see these in your respective schools. Let's go on. And the PgDs. Again, you'll see this in your schools. Next. Yeah, I've already talked about that. The difference between a master's dissertation and the PgD project. Very, very important. Okay, and the courses as well. There is a postgraduate handbook which will be released. Please make sure you read it because they are guides in reference to courses before research, how you qualify for your master's and PhD, the research process, how you write a concept note, proposal, dissertation, and projects, viva voces, how should they happen, how are they scored, the structure of the dissertation and project, and their examination. Those details you will get in the postgraduate handbook. Yeah. So in that postgraduate handbook, you have those forms. You need them. Yes, you need them. You need to get those forms, please. And make sure you keep a copy. All right? You need those forms. Tracking record, viva voce, a copy of how it was scored, feedback on the dissertation at different stages, and so on. Okay, next. Yeah, as I said, plagiarism is an academic offense. In many universities, actually, you are terminated. But I do believe your lecturers will tell you what percentages of similarities are acceptable, because they are not the same across the courses. Yes? For example, in law, you are quoting so much, so the similarity percentage might be as high as 70%. But in most of our sciences, computing, we might be expecting a similarity of just about 20%. Plagiarism is using somebody's knowledge, work, quotation, without acknowledging where you got that from. So strictly, if you acknowledge, I got this from Zake, from Roy, from Professor Jopio, that's not plagiarism, because you have acknowledged where you got it, right? However, at the same time, we don't want you to write an assignment which is full of quotations. Because of course, you have quoted, you have indicated where you got this, you got that, you got it from Mr. Bataringa over there. Hey, we don't expect that to be 100%. That you have quoted, yes, it is not plagiarism. Strictly technically, as long as you have quoted where you got a certain, the materials, it's not plagiarism. But then how much work is yours in your assignment? Yeah? How much? It may not be plagiarism, but we don't want 100% quotations. We want your thinking. What do you get from those readings? I just hope you'll get it to your lecturers to teach you how to write. Yeah? I've read so-and-so, this one, Roy, what, Jopio. I think from above, this is my view about what I've read. But I think you'll get those details. We know, I told you there is an expert there. Alan, maybe you should stand and they see you again. That guy, he has been attending conferences and things, and I found him here at UTAMU. He's much older here, so he knows UTAMU than me. But if you want to know so much about AI tools, get to him. And I know you need them. We can't pretend that you are not going to use tools like ChatGPT. Yes? But I think last time he told me now he knows how to check what has been written by ChatGPT, isn't it, Alan? So don't just go. I mean, use it, because that's where the world is going. use ChatGPT, use AI tools, right? But put in your thinking. Because remember, those AI tools depend on the database they have. And you may find that what you are writing about, they have never heard of it. If I'm writing about Matoki, where I come from in Nakaseke, how am I going to ask that from ChatGPT? I don't know. So, you know, the people have not uploaded that database in where they pick up that information. So I will quickly check and see, oh, this one, ChatGPT lied to him. It lied to her because the people who are feeding it have never been to my village. Yeah, so, but use it, right? But use it with intellect. And as I said, there are people who are experts, and I know Alan there is one of the people who can help you, even which AI you can use. So, your own conceptual understanding is desirable. If you haven't understood, ask. May I like somebody to ask me a question instead of reproducing somebody else's work? As many times as you can. Tell the lecturer, I have not understood. Yeah. Me, I don't mind about that. Always check the grammar and spelling. I think Word can do that. You know how to do that. It is very, very disappointing to read an essay full of spelling mistakes. And yet Word underlines those mistakes in red, or grammatical errors, I think is that green or blue, somehow. So please check, do a spell check and a grammar check. So we see, a professional essay. Read beyond the notes and lectures. Ladies and gentlemen, what we teach you is just the surface. We cannot pretend to know everything. I cannot. In fact, you may find that in certain topics, you even know more than I do. Personally, in my lectures, I invite people who might know so much about a topic than myself. And that person can lead that segment of a lecture. I will call upon you. Yes? If I'm teaching about what? Like processes in the bank. I've never worked in the bank. But in your team, you may have somebody who is working there. Why doesn't he come and teach us? Me included. Yes? So all I'm saying is read and read beyond. These lectures and reading materials are just an introduction to otherwise very complicated topics in their own right. And most of us don't mind for you to include these other references. Yeah, advise us. You can actually tell me, say, okay, you know what, this material you have uploaded is outdated. I have no problem. Give us the updated ones, because this knowledge is changing on a daily basis. Yeah, we cannot, in this .com era, nobody can claim to know everything. We can't. Somebody might be lying to you about it. Yeah, next. Hey, am I not lucky that this is the last one? Thank you.
Very much, Professor Zake. Moving forward, we're going to get remarks from the head of ICT, Dr. Johnson. Dr. Johnson, are you available and are you with us? Thompson. A couple of minutes. In 1 or 2 minutes, if he's not available, we get a representative. Hello, I hope everyone can hear me. I'm just going to be as loud as possible. We have rain at the main campus, so it's taking over our acoustics. But we're just going to have a representative from the ICT office just to talk about something brief because they have their own special day happening tomorrow. So, Mr. Powell.
My name is Paul Geoffrey. I'm a web admin at UTAMU. We have a special session tomorrow about the library, e-library, about the online resources, the e-learning system, creation of student emails, also how you do your online studies. So we have a special session tomorrow from around 9 or 10 with the IT team. So that's just a brief from the IT team. I think we have 4 people who will take you tomorrow on the online systems. So be rest assured, tomorrow you'll have the online session. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Paul Geoffrey. So as you wait for the rain to reduce, according to the program, we should be having question and answer session. But as we wait for other speakers to join us, let us start with the available members. I see the University Office of the University Controller is represented. Mr. Mali Jackson, if you can join us for Q&A as we wait for the academic registrar to join us. Maybe we can look for some questions for the University Controller. I hope everybody can see the questions. I think, Mr. Mali Jackson, if you can come closer to us. I see a question from Mapuleng asking, does National Council of Higher Education apply to international students?
Yes. Yeah, I think National Council for Higher Education applies for even international students, as long as they are studying here in Uganda, because it's a requirement for every student in Ugandan institutions to pay the National Council for Higher Education. So as an international student, you will also be expected to pay for the National Council for Higher Education. Thank you.
Another one from Lydia Amali. If I use an online bank transfer or any means, does the university give receipts for those students sponsored by organizations who want proof of stamps?
Yes. If you have made payments, you can either have, if you made online payment, you have the proof, you can print it, you bring it here at the university, or you send a copy, we verify against your account. If we confirm that the payment has reached us, we can give you a receipt or give a confirmation to that university to confirm that you have made the payment. Thanks.
Okay, we're going to look for another question, sorry. Are the accounts in shillings or dollars, and how comes that the Airtel and MTN codes are not accessible? I don't understand what this is. Cannot direct me to the, it cannot direct me to the UTAMU payment.
The Airtel and MTN codes are accessible. If it is not accessible, then you need to keep on trying, because it could be network problems. Because it's the same code we use for paying other services, it's the same code we also use to pay for our tuitions. So if it's not working, then it's a network problem. You just need to give it some time or keep trying, then it will be activated. Thanks.
From Okwir Arnold, he's asking, can he pay his tuition fully before coming for registration?
If he has the admission letter, which has the details of the bank account, he can pay fully, and then it comes with the paying slip. We can record in the system, and then we update him as fully paid. So it's possible to pay as long as you have been admitted and we have the details of the admission, the details of the account on our admission letters. So it's possible to pay. Thanks.
Is there any question with physical students available for the university controller? Yes, sir. Just come forward here.
You had mentioned in the presentation, I think from Madam, about the university having both trimester and semester. That seemed to be confusing, because if I want to pay, if I join knowing that it's a semester, that means I have 2 terms in a year. If it's a trimester, there are 3 terms in a year. If I'm paying per semester or per trimester, the figures not applied differently. So help clarify that issue of trimester and semester.
Okay, when I said that UTAMU runs a trimester system, I explained that we admit students 3 times in a year. We have 3 intakes. We have the January intake, which runs up to the end of April. Then we have May intake, which runs up to the end of August. We have September, which is this. It runs up to the end of December. Now, according to your program structures, you're studying in years. So you have year 1, you have year 2, you have year 3 and 4, depending on the program you have. So when you're paying per semester. Well, if you have all the money to pay for the entire year, that is great. So you can pay for 2 semesters. That is a year. But we allow per semester if you don't have for the entire year, and normally it's the practice. Most students don't afford fees for the entire year, so we pay per semester. I don't know whether I'm answering your question. Is your question on only payment or also how you study as you progress? Have I answered?
Yeah, you answered in a way.
You don't seem to be convinced.
I'm convinced.
That's great. Have we all understood?
I would love to say, okay, it would be simpler if you say admit 3 times in a year, but studies semesters. It's a different way. You say trimester and semester, it's this way. Study here. The word is trimester and semester is study here. So if you admission that happens 3 times a year, but studying is a year, it's 2 times. That's more.
Sorry?
That's more.
You want to? So, Mr. Who is going to add?
Yes, sir. That was very good insight. I hope the people online can hear me. So she will try semester will apply to postgraduate because you go here, they have grad semester 1, grad semester 2, grad semester 3. Now, in your 4th year, fourth semester, that's why I say try, because you go marathon until your 4th semester. Okay, the 4th semester is research. I remember in our time is where we pulled all the studies from 4th semester to 3rd semester. That the 4th semester is what? Research. So now try semester for postgraduate. Then the other one is with undergraduates, meaning undergraduates should do 2. Okay, I've forgotten the word she used for the 2. She said try and what? Now, so the undergraduates, they do 2 and go for community engagement. Try would go for the postgraduates because you need to do the 3 semester 1, semester 2, semester 3, and then you put all the studying part into semester 3. So mostly postgraduates will go try, and these other ones the semester 1. Does that again throw more light? Thank you very much. Over to you, Elizabeth.
Yes, AR, we do have some questions in the Q&A room. Should students that are sending in their questions, please make sure you're sending them in the Q&A room. So first question I see from Madol Makur. Sorry if I mispronounce your name. So let me just call you Madol. Is asking, some students have not received their admission letters. I don't know if you're part of the some students or you have a list of them. And I was given when will the letters be released? And I was given a wrong course and I requested a course change. When should I receive the letter? We have sent out all admission letters. I don't know, Madol, if you have not received or you've not checked your email, but we sent them out last week. So if you've requested for a program change, please make sure you sent it to admissions and we have received your email. And then next question is from Scopas. He said that he has had the registrar talking about online exams and how can he provide proof of travel outside Uganda, and yet he's not a Ugandan, he doesn't live in Uganda, and how is he supposed to provide that proof of location and why?
All right, okay. I think I skipped that bit for international students. I think I was specific. I said students within the country are not allowed to do online exams. I think I was specific. And for the international students working or living abroad, those are allowed to do online exams. So you don't need to send in, you will only be required to send in those documents during examination period for verification.
Okay.
Yes, online.
Mr. Scopas, I hope we've answered your question. However, also just to bring some light is that we do have people who are living in Uganda, South Sudanese, Somalis, just to name but a few. You're living in Uganda, you've put down your nationality as Somali, and you are available to attend physical examinations. That is why we are asking for proof and also checking your location, just to shed some more light on that. And next question for Mr. Kajimu John. For someone who did higher education certificate at UTAMU, do they qualify for the alumni scholarship?
Yes, they do.
Okay, you do qualify for the scholarship. However, Mr. Kajimu, I think you're asking because you didn't see your name on the list. However, your case is a special case, so maybe we shall get back to you as to why you are not on the list. Mr. Ephraim Lutakome is asking, it was mentioned that even Bugolobi campus is open for registration. How true is this and what can the Bugolobi campus handle?
Yes, it is true. It's open for registration, but the schedule will be sent out possibly next week. So this week we are not registering at Bugolobi.
I think there were so many questions regarding this registration at Bugolobi campus in the WhatsApp group. So
we'll be open next week.
A schedule will be available next week. I see Engineer Alan is asking for the procedure for applying for credit transfer.
The procedure is that you come to specifically to Kungu campus and apply for credit transfer, and of course we expect you to register. So it's during that process that you'll be advised on how to go about it. But normally you apply for it, and every credit transferred is charged 75,000.
If you have any questions, please put them in the Q&A room. Moving forward, I think there's someone else who asked about the trimester system, and I think that they've answered it. So next question by Lydia. For those who registered long distance learning, are we going to do tests over specific weekends or on normal days?
Are you undergraduate or postgraduate student? It depends. Undergraduate, you do your tests as scheduled. For postgraduate, usually this is administered by the staff teaching graduate programs. So they will be in touch with you. So it depends which program you're offering. Is it undergraduate or postgraduate? And then we can maybe get back to you.
I see a question from Wycliffe regarding online exams. he's saying that he's currently working in South Sudan, and does he qualify to do them?
We have an answer for that.
Yes, you qualify to do them if you are currently living and staying in South Sudan. Mr. Okwir Arnold is asking about the necessities for registration.
The necessities for registration are on your admission letter, and of course, plus payment of fees. Please read your admission letter and see what is required for you to register.
Mr. Mapuleng is asking, how do new international students register as they cannot be there physically?
You have an answer for that.
Mapuleng, registration for people that are not available physically, that are not in the country physically, can be done by, I think they're going to, they are shared the email addresses of the respective school registrars. I hope you took note of them. And
No, I didn't share. We are going to share the daily instructions. We haven't shared them.
okay, so she's going to share them later. Another question from Quarish. His question is regarding registration. He does not have access to his original slips, but he has a soft copies that had been scanned before he lost the originals. How can he get help to register, as as the UNEB data must be available to the university for verification?
For that specific case, can you please contact the Office of AR for more support, but you will not be able to register because you'll be required to produce some letters from the police. And please write to AR's office so you come physically for guidance.
Okay, next question from Oscar is asking that he's a former student of UTAMU who graduated with a diploma in computing, has been admitted for BIST, and can he be given course exemptions so he can start from year 2?
Again?
He's a former student of diploma in computing. He has been admitted for BIST, and can he be given exemptions so he can start from year 2?
Well, you might not be able to start from year 2, but I advise that you send in a copy of your transcript and also apply for credit transfer. So then your transcript will be analyzed to see if you have any credits for transfer. But I highly doubt that you'll start in year 2. That will depend on the number of credits transferred to your current program.
Okay, we have a question from a physical student. If you can just come forward.
Thank you very much. My name is Charles Tumwesije. Thank you all for the material you have given us and the information that you have given us. I have 3 questions. Sorry, I will be running away because I have another engagement in town at exactly 2, and I think I need an hour to reach town. That's why I'm interrupting this. 3 questions. One is the studying here and at Bugorobi. Can one choose, or it must be specific? You have Bugorobi campus, you have campus here. I'm a weekend student, postgraduate diploma, and I'm wondering whether one can choose where to study from. 2 is the timetable. When do we get the timetable? And 3, the library. Can I attend this session tomorrow night or it must be physical? Thank you.
Okay, the first question is, I think the heads of departments and deans should have communicated this, that we have a blended mode of teaching. So we have online and physical classes going on at the same time. But in case you're interested in physical classes, unfortunately, you'll have to come this side at Pungu. So physical classes are only happening at Pungu. But you can as well study online if you're not able to make it physically.
Can you blend
From
sometimes online, sometimes physical?
a physical, yes, but it has to be here at Pungu, not in Bugolobi.
You want to do this weekend physical, next weekend online?
We have, I'm not sure if the dean talked about that kind of arrangement, block release. Did someone talk about the block release?
On certain days.
Professor Zake, block release. Are we running block release where we have graduate students appearing physically for a period of time and then they go online like it used to be before? Maybe this will be communicated later. Yeah, then the timetable should be out before end of today. And your other third question was, it was timetable, venue. Oh, okay.
Whether I can attend tomorrow's live, tomorrow's session online.
Okay. I think he answered.
So where do you get the link?
It is the same link like for today.
So what's?
Yes, but I will share it in the morning. Is there any other question from someone here physically? Just come at the front.
Afternoon, too. On the issue of the students who were offered partial scholarships, how long does that scholarship guarantee us before we pay the remaining 50%?
In terms of a semester period or the program period? Semester, you will have to follow the guidance as per the emails that will be shared. In my communication, I mentioned that in this first week, you pay functional fees, at least functional fees, and you'll be able to register. Starting next week, you'll be required to pay functional fees plus 30% of your tuition. So it will be 30% of your 50. Yes.
Doesn't the scholarship go first or we should go first?
Sorry?
Doesn't the scholarship go first on that 30% or we are going to go first to pay?
I don't think I understand your question.
They gave us 50%. But you're saying by the second week we should pay 30%.
30% of the 50.
Can't the scholarship pay that 30%?
No. We've already paid for you the 50. So now it is your turn to pay your load.
Okay.
Yeah.
Any other questions from someone physically present? Yes, just come at the front.
Afternoon, everyone. I'm a Kambamazi. So my concern is about these exams.
You can up your voice.
Yeah?
Your volume, please.
Is there any way?
Speak louder.
Is there any way I can do them at the campus?
Which one is online, physical?
Physical.
Yes, we have two venues. We have Pungu campus and we have Golobi venue as well during exams. So we usually put out communication and you choose whichever you want, wherever you want to sit your exams for. Yeah, so that communication usually comes towards the final examinations.
Any other question? Yes.
Yes, I have one question.
Please wait, we're still handling the students physically present, and then we can move forward with people online.
Good afternoon, everyone. My question goes to the registrar. She talked about community engagement. Everyone has been talking about it. Does the school locate for you where you're supposed to go, or it's you yourself to look for that area?
We usually encourage students to go out there and get placements, but in case you're having difficulties, you can come back to your dean or HOD and you'll be supported. But we encourage you to go out and explore. I mean, it's a job placement, so we expect you to go. We are training people who are going to go out there and find something to do for themselves. So we don't want again to, like we are spoon feeding you. So first go out. If you fail, then the school is going to be there to support you.
Thank you. That was my question.
Okay, I see some people raising their hands. Mr. William Okongo. Mr. William.
What course did she do at UTAMU?
Hi, everyone.
Mr. William, are you available? Daniel.
Yes, good afternoon. My
we-
question, I have been doing a postgraduate with UTAMU, and I just finished my exams in August. So I decided to continue with masters, and then I applied and I have been given an admission. So my question is, will I also need to do credit transfer since I've just finished? It's the same course. I was doing M&A, I did the postgraduate and I just finished it. So I want to do master. So do I also need credit transfer? Then secondly, when I log into my portal, it still now brings me the postgraduate, like it hasn't changed. Thank you.
So you have not graduated yet, you've just completed. I advise that you come and see your school registrar for support, because you need to present your testimonial, you need to present other things to look at, so you can be advised whether to do credit transfer, whether you qualify or not.
Because I don't know, okay, they have already given me the admission. And when I reached out, they told me since I can't receive the testimonial now, I would be admitted based on maybe the bachelor's. So I wrote and now I have the admission. So, but I now don't know. Thank you.
It's saying that. He's saying he's talking about bachelor's, that we admitted him on his bachelor's, and yet he has finished and he wants to go. He has already gotten an admission letter, but hasn't been for him.
So you admitted him on it. Transfer. Okay, I get your case, but in this case, since you have not graduated, you might not be able to have the credit transfer since you were admitted based on your undergraduate academic documents. So you'll have to wait until you graduate, and then you can apply for credit transfer.
Okay, so moving forward to the next question, because our next speaker is available. Melvina Daka. Tulume. Okay, so if you have not gotten a chance, please just type it in the Q&A. We are going to answer your questions. I see a question from Ntulume in the Q&A room. He's asking, if you find yourself in a position not to do all exams that semester, and if you do only 3, do they consider others to be retakes? Because he's seeing like his load is too much. Advise on that.
They are considered as missed course units, but you'll have to pay as retake.
Next question. Can they have one Saturday for registration at main campus? Because some of them are working from up country and they reach Kampala a bit late.
Beginning Monday. Saturday.
Hello.
Saturday won't be possible.
Unfortunately, on Saturday, we cannot handle registration on Saturday. So our advice would be to find some time during the week and come for registration. I'm just going to give one more question to our online participants. Melvina Daka.
Yes. Hi, everyone. Well, I'm Melvina Zyko, participating from Liberia, to be specific. I have 2 questions here. My first question is this. I want to know if it is possible for an international student to come over for graduation, meaning when the time reaches for graduation, for an international student to come over for the graduation. That is my number 1 question.
Melvina, your volume is so low. Please be louder. And yes, it is possible for you to come for graduation physically.
Okay, thank you. And my second question here, it has to do with this. I want to know if it would be indicated on one degree that they attended online, because the institution here is offering both in-person and online. So I want to know if a person having to attend online during the time of the degree, will it be implemented on it that this person attended online or not? That's what I want to know.
Melvina, we're going to ask you to type your question because we are not getting you clearly. I think it's something regarding examination. So if you can type it in the Q&A room, we shall get back to you. So we're just going to allow for one more question because we have 1 minute and we have a presentation from the Vice Chancellor. One more question.
So then I want to know, like you said, it's possible for a person to come over, right? Yes. So if a person is coming over, I want to know who will be in charge of that process now, of the person coming over. Is it the institution or the person himself will do everything in order that they can get over? That's why I want to know too.
Melvina, I think you're trying to talk about coming to Uganda, and that is the initiative. If you would like to do it, you do it personally. And currently we have no one available to help with the process of coming over from your country to Uganda. So you'd need to apply for a student pass, and all that information is available on the immigration website.
Okay,
so,
thank you.
Okay, you're welcome. So we're just going to pause the question and answer. We shall have our next presenter, Vice Chancellor, Professor Fred Paul Mark Junju. We are ready for you. Please make sure your mics are muted. Area Balenzi, your mic is not muted. We are waiting for the Vice Chancellor to give us a communication. And the rest of the questions, we shall be able to answer them in the chat room, in the Q&A room.
Elizabeth.
We are waiting for the Vice Chancellor, so please pose your questions. You had some good minutes to ask questions and we put you out on the floor, but no one was asking. We just had a few people answering, asking and answering. So you're just going to have to wait.
Our dear continuing students, thank you very much for coming to this orientation. All protocol is observed. Be able to do programming, writing systems, and building different software for different What about now?
I think you're going to have to come here. You're going to have to come here. So you have to repeat because
So I have to go to do it again.
when they complain.
Technology sometimes.
Yes, it's big. Good enough.
Okay. Should have done the same website.
Yeah, you just try that side.
Can you hear me? Am I audible enough now? Okay, let me do it again.
Yes,
okay,
you are now
good
audible.
afternoon,
Please.
our prospective new students. Actually, our students, because you've already registered and you are you've registered the program. Sorry that, especially for those that couldn't hear me, those attending online. I would like to welcome you to Uganda Technology and Management University. This is a school, this is a university that is offering the education of the 21st century, which of course is centered on research and innovation. All our teaching involves student-centered teaching, where students take responsibility over their studies. In this case, we provide programs and the students sit and solve and come up with solutions and innovations to solve the 21st century sustainable development goals or problems such as climate change, poverty, food safety, problems in the medical field, problems in the agriculture sector. So as Uganda is a hub for agriculture, so we encourage our students to apply the technologies or the knowledge they learn to apply to solve problems in all those different fields. So with that, I would like to emphasize that our teaching is done. We have what we call a block release, where students come to campus physically and study here. Those who cannot travel, especially those who are outside the country, outside Uganda, they can still attend the same lecture online. This teaching normally takes place. So online student and physical student, you study at the same time. You study the same course content. So at the end of this orientation, I'm expecting everyone to be enrolled to the e-learning platform. You have a password, a login, where you attend all your attend all your lectures if you are doing online lectures. For those who are doing physical lectures, you have to come to campus physically and sit in the lecture rooms and do what we call face-to-face or physical studies. Of course, just like what we are doing, we have physical orientation. People have attended physically, and those who are attending online the orientation. So in this case, I'd like to thank you again for choosing UTAMU. I'd like to say thank you. You've done well, and you are not going to be disappointed with us. We are ready for you. All our classes are ready. All our professors, our lecturers are ready. We have lecturers ranging from management, ICT. So we are well prepared for you, and we are looking forward to working hard with you to make sure that you have a successful career in the field that you've chosen. With that, I would like to say thank you very much, and I welcome you again to UTAMU. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Professor Junju. I don't know if there's anyone who has a question for the Vice Chancellor. You can ask him face to face. No question? Yes.
My name is Godfrey Chikomeko. I'm going to take on BBA. First of all, allow me to appreciate based on the communication we've just had and the information we've been receiving before through emails. I want to appreciate so much for the wonderful work going on the site, mostly when it comes to feeding people who are not yet fully admitted at the university. We've been receiving each and everything, including the information, partly the one we've just shared. And that's why you are not getting a lot of questions from us, because we've been fed very well with most of the information. So I wanted to comment on that. I want to use this opportunity in front of the Vice Chancellor to thank you for granting me a party scholarship. I managed to put in my application in July, 1st July. I got the information that I was considered. I've just received my letter for that. So I want to use the opportunity to appreciate. Maybe which can come out as a clarity from you. It's all about the community engagement we've been talking of. Is it supposed to be paid for, or it is part of the 2 semesters we've been moving on with, or we shall move on with? Thank you so much.
Okay. Thank you with that question. So community engagement is a program that helps students to apply the knowledge that you have acquired in the classroom, to apply it to solve community problems. So it doesn't really make sense to come to the classroom and you study skills that you cannot apply. So it's really an opportunity for you as a student to go and interact with the industry. So most of our programs are designed with our stakeholders, and the industry are the stakeholders that we involve. We ask them questions: what are the skills that you need? Especially if you are in computer science, what are the skills you need from a computer scientist? What are the skills that you need from someone taking business administration? What are the skills that you need from someone doing entrepreneurship? So the industry normally shapes what we teach in the classroom. So to test whether our teaching has been thorough, we send you to the industry such that you can apply what you've learned. So that program is in addition to what you have studied. And it's like an internship. So community engagement, of course, is a program. It's like a whole semester where you pay a fee such that you have staff to manage those community engagement activities. So to answer your question, yes, you pay a fee for that. But it's not a very big fee, it's just a small fee to help run that program. Thank you.
Are there any other questions available? Someone online for the Vice Chancellor?
Again, when you do community engagement, you get job, opportunities as well, because you get to interface with the industries, with your potential employers for paying very well. So it's a really very exciting program that I would encourage you to be thinking about, such that when it comes, you're already prepared, especially young people like you. We've got young people who are like, yearning to join the industry, the workforce. So the community engagement gives you that kind of opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you very much. My name is Fahad Sakai. I have 2 questions to put across. The first one, and before that, I would like to commend the work you're doing here. The first question is, I never got to know about the scholarship schemes before I enrolled. I'd like to get more information about the scholarships, more so on a postgraduate basis. And secondly, because when we enroll for programs here, we become ambassadors of the university. I'd like to know whether the scholarships are still open for new entrants, because if it's still open, you can as well recommend many more students to come and join us.
Thank you.
Where is the academic registrar? In terms of scholarships, scholarships are given on merit. We have partial scholarships that are given by the university, especially for people coming from the areas that are underprivileged. And these scholarships are always advertised. They always come and go very fast. So at the moment, these scholarships are closed. The scholarship window is closed. However, this doesn't stop those new students joining the university, especially you're ambassadors. So you can always communicate to the office of the academic registrar and find out when the scholarships are available and when we can apply for them. So so January intake is there for if you've not had an opportunity to apply for a scholarship. The January intake is open, especially for the new students. So if you are, because you guys are ambassadors, you can always tell your relatives, your family, that there will be partial scholarships given to students in January. So I would like to encourage you to pass on that information. But that information is also available on the website as well as the office of the academic registrar. Thank you very much.
Any other questions? I think the questions are being directed to the Vice Chancellor. However, that is not his department. So Farouk, unfortunately, the deadline for this September scholarships has already passed. It was 31st August. And because you're already enrolled in September intake, your chance is already gone. So unless you're saying that you want to drop out and join in January when you have an opportunity, but now it's gone. So any question for the Vice Chancellor? Okay, thank you very much, Professor Junju. I think we can answer a few more questions and then we close the orientation, the first day of orientation. Any questions here physically? Let us give a chance to people online. You can ask your questions for about 10 minutes. 10 minutes.
Can I go?
Yes, you can.
All right, thank you so much, Elizabeth, for the productive day one. My question is, my admission does not indicate either it's a long distance or weekend, yet applied for a postgraduate for long distance. Now, how do I know when I'm supposed to attend lectures? And then for people who applied for long distance, are we going to come over the weekend, or there's going to be a week that we are saying we are going to have a face-to-face? How is it going to be? I want to know because I need to plan ahead. Thank you.
We have students. If you are in Kampala, you are around the city, you are around the campus, the physical classes will be available, and we encourage you to attend them. Because when you have physical interaction with your lecturer, with your professor, you can really have that feel. However, if you are unable to be in the country, or you are, especially for people outside the country, the same lecture will be available online. So it's a blended learning. Blended learning meaning if you are unable to come for physical classes, you can still attend online. It's on the exams where you have to come and do the exams physically if you are in the country. I don't know, Amal, if I've answered your question clearly.
Okay.
Yeah, physical. Physical classes should going to be taking place here at Ubungo campus.
Okay, thank you, Fred. Why I asked, I wanted to find out that timing because I work up front.
Vedlo, can you come close to the
Pardon?
Can you come again? I didn't hear what you said.
Okay, I'm saying it's okay to attend online. Why I also wanted to find out whether there are specific timings is because I work up country, and so wanted to find out what time exactly do these lectures go on. Of course, you said they'll be physical and online at the same time. So I thought being a long distance, where I applied for long distance, I thought maybe we would have a specific time, we would have a face-to-face with our lecturers. As for long distance.
So the lectures will.
That's right.
The lectures will take place following the timetable. So we have a timetable where all lectures, of course, the timetable will tell us the place. So if you are unable to attend physical, we will attend online, but following the timetable that we have. The timetable doesn't change. Let's say we have a block ladies class on Saturday from 2 to 5 p.m. Students that can come physically, they will start the lecture at exactly 2 and end at exactly 5. Meaning, if you are online, you also supposed to be online attending the class, just like the way we are. I hope that is clear.
All right, thank you. It's clear. I appreciate.
Okay, Ruben Garang.
Yes, good afternoon. Am I audible enough? Yes.
First rate.
Yes.
Okay, yes. Yes, you can speak.
Okay, yeah. Normally I have a lot of questions, but I will reduce them because of time. My first question is, I'm going to register online because I'm very far away, either from Uganda or even from my own home country. And what I heard was that it's a kind of a partial registration. I don't know, what does partial registration mean? Does it need me to be there in Uganda physically or what? Another question is, I want to pay the tax on the URA website, but when I'm seeing the districts, it's only showing the districts of Uganda. Do I have to put run a district randomly, or I put the UTAMU as the taxpayer and then I put Kampala as the district, and so that's what. My another question is almost similar with the one of Lydia. Do we have classes throughout the whole week, or there are some specific days where we have to have classes and also specific times? Because for us who are very far away and who are like going to be on distant learning, is because we chose that because we have other kind of commitment somewhere, and those commitments may not allow us to have like full week studies. So do we have some days up and some days like for learning and something like this? Thank you so much.
Mr. Ruben, I think maybe to answer your question, your last question, it will be according to your timetable. So once you receive your timetable, you'll be able to know what time you're attending the lectures or which times do you have a break in between and things like that. And regarding National Council of Higher Education payment, for international students, there is an option for putting in your passport number. So I would encourage people with passports, you can put in your passport ID instead of national ID. But Mr. Mali Jackson maybe can shed some more light on that.
National payment for National Council for international students. You go to Uganda Revenue Authority website portal, then there are that procedures which I've shared in my slides where you follow. You go to e-payment, main e-services, then you go to non-tax revenue, you find the address for UTAMU, then there is where you select the non-tax revenue, NTR, then you select the agency, you select a National Council for Higher Education, then you pay 20,000 shillings, which is already programmed in the system. Then you can now choose which method to pay, whether to pay it through the bank, you will get the e-receipt, I mean the e-payment form. So you can take that form to the bank and you make the payment. Or if you have the Ugandan networks like MTN and Airtel, you can use any of them to pay the money to National Council. Thanks. And if there is any problem regarding that, you can email to us at accounts@utamu.ug.ac.ug.
All right, thank you. And the other one of
Since you are, Ruben, have I answered your question?
Yeah. The one of taxpayer name, are we putting our names or the UTAMU as the taxpayer?
Yeah, you put your name. You put your name, then it will the e-invoice will include your name and then the reference so that it will be shown that you are paid.
Okay, thank you so
I
much.
hope
It's
that
very clear. Yeah. Thank you so much.
Ruben. Please make sure you put your name and don't put UTAMU details, because that will be considered as the institution, not the student. And you have to go through the process again. Okay, so it's 1:30 and would like to close day one of orientation. So would like to thank you very much for coming. Thank you for participating. Thank you for your enthusiasm. The word is failing me. Enthusiasm. Thank you very much. So day two, I'm seeing a large number of people here on day one, then day two, all of you disappear. So please make sure you're registering your names, and day two, you've seen the program. We shall have e-library training, student emails, as well as